Hey guys, this is Chris and this is Taylor Welding. And today I want to talk to you about why you think you can't weld very good. And the reason is you're buying junky welding machines. That's right. Most people that I talk to, they say, that machine's good enough. I don't weld that often. It'll do what I want it to do. Or whatever the cop-out is for being cheap. That's really hard to do in the welding industry. Trust me, I've tried, just as most people have. Now, the first welding machine I won in my welding competition in high school, it was a little Lincoln, I don't know, little lunchbox looking thing, plugged into 110. It never welded good. Never. I could never make it. I switched everything in it and used every different push, pull, whatever. It just didn't have the power. So if you're trying to use a 110 MIG welder, you can pretty much hang it up. And I'm sure they're getting better and they've got different stuff in them now. But I'm telling you, you're going to need something with some power. Something that'll really burn it down in there and make a good weld. It's all about penetration, and it'll really blow that bead flat too, good and hot, and you'll be able to spread it out and do, really quality work. So that's the reason that a lot of people most people have problems getting started. Now, this is a Millermatic 252. It came with a spool gun for welding aluminum. And the cool part, the reason I bought this machine is you don't have to switch anything but the gas. It takes straight Argon to weld aluminum, and it takes C25 to weld Hardwire MIG, and some other wires too, but we're just going to talk about Hardwire today. And the C25 stands for 25% CO2 and 75% Argon. You've got to have that CO2. It helps burn the wire. It won't work without it. But the main thing is, I'm going to walk you through how to set this thing up. It's so easy. I mean, it comes with a little thickness gauge, just in case you can't measure metal. It comes with a little thickness gauge, 1/4 inch, 3/16, and you can check your metal out. Let's say it's 3/16. And I've got a little cheat sheet right here. This has a pretty good little tip. I made me a little cheat sheet. Hardwire 0.35, 0.30, flux core. And how I did that was right there. It tells you everything to do, how to set it up, how big your wire is, how big the plate is. I mean, it's so easy. And instead of looking down here to do this every time, I just made me a little cheat sheet here. And that's it, guys. You turn it on, and 21/400 is 1/4 inch. It's that simple. Then you just take off welding. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, there's more to it than that." There's whatever, man. My welding teacher would not even show me MIG. He said, "No, we're not even going to waste any time on that." And if you really want a shop welder that'll tack and do what most people need to do, weld on your lawnmower and make it look good. You just got to get it clean. That's a big tip. Make sure your metal's clean. Minimal stuff on it. You can have a little bit, depending. If you got a good big welder, it'll blow through a lot. But it's going to make a better weld if it's clean. And I'm not going to spend any time showing you how to make circles or push-pull or drag. You're going to figure that out on your own, and it's important to. You're going to have your weld. It's going to look like you welded it. You're going to have your own way to do it. Some people do figure eights with a stick. Some people do small circles. And everybody has their own welding. And you'll see it. Oh, Chris Taylor welded that, or Joe Bob welded that, or whatever. But you're going to leave your signature on everything you weld. So just get into it. Get you a good welding machine. Stack up some T-joints. Find some scrap metal to weld on. And just find out what you like, what looks the best. Practice. Break it apart. See how strong it is. I mean, that's what I did. And it is so handy to have this thing. It is so much better than unrolling my truck, cranking it up, all the stuff you got to do for stick. All I have to do is flip this thing on, set it, and go. It's that simple. So don't make a big deal out of it. This is super easy. This is kindergarten when it comes to welding. I mean, this is, a lot of kids say they're welders, and turns out all they can do is pull the trigger. You know what I mean? What I really want to teach y'all and explain to you about is stick welding and TIG welding. That's where the money is. That's where you want to be, because that's how you're going to make a good living. You can make a decent living with this, but you're going to cap out really quick, because you got to look, you're only worth the value you bring. And if anybody can do this job, you know, it's not going to pay as much. You know, it's like mowing yards. You know, you're only going to get so much to mow yards, because there's some other guys with lawnmowers that can do it too. You know, you get what I'm saying? So hang with me. I just want to cover MIG, because a lot of people want to know what to put in their shop right now because they need to weld something. Get you a good MIG welder, and you can weld just about anything you want. Just keep it clean. This is Chris with Taylor Welding. I hope you'll have an awesome day. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.